history is filled with questions that continue to puzzle experts for centuries. But among them, one mystery surrounding Skinwalker Ranch stands out above the rest. When Dr. Travis Taylor, a man with 5 advanced degrees and a career spent in the pursuit of scientific truth, finally broke his silence about what flies over those 512 acres of Utah ranchland, his answer shocked even the most seasoned investigators. What did he admit? And why has he waited so long to reveal the truth? The Uinta Basin of Utah, 512 acres of ranchland, that has become perhaps the most infamous paranormal hotspot on Earth. For more than 200 years, this remote corner of northeastern Utah has been the epicenter of reports that defy explanation. UFO phenomena, cattle mutilations with surgical precision, and encounters with creatures that seem to belong to another world. Dr. Travis Taylor arrived in 2020 as a skeptic. A man with degrees in electrical engineering, aerospace engineering, astronomy, physics, and optical sciences. He expected to find explainable phenomena, weather anomalies, wildlife, optical illusions. What he found would challenge everything he had learned in his decades of scientific pursuit. In Season 4 of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, Taylor made a revelation that would reshape the entire investigation. He had secretly been working as chief scientist on the federal government's Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, the UAPTF, while simultaneously investigating the ranch. The connection was not coincidental. What Taylor has witnessed on the ranch, and what he has finally begun to admit publicly, points toward an explanation that defies conventional understanding. The objects flying over Skinwalker Ranch are not merely unidentified. They appear to be operating according to principles that our current physics cannot explain. One of the most consistently documented phenomena on Skinwalker Ranch is a radio frequency signal at 1.6 GHz. This signal appears repeatedly on spectrum analyzers, often intensifying when UAPs are sighted. The 1.6 GHz frequency band is notable because it is a privileged frequency, used by terrestrial military systems and satellite communications. Yet on the ranch, this signal behaves in ways that defy normal expectations. It appears and disappears with intelligence, as if responding to the team's experiments. In one investigation, when the team broadcast the 1.6 GHz signal frequency into the area of the mesa, where white lights had been observed entering and exiting, they received strange readings from their monitors, as if something was responding to their signal. Perhaps the most compelling piece of visual evidence came in Season 3, Episode 9, Closer Encounters. The team was conducting an experiment involving rocket launches and what they described as laser space cannons. When they observed a UAP moving through the sky above the ranch, the object was tracked and documented on camera. Then, it simply vanished. Taylor's immediate reaction was captured on camera. What did it disappear into? It's not cloudy? For Taylor, this was further evidence of something remarkable, a portal, or an interdimensional gateway existing above the ranch. The object, he suggested, did not simply move out of sight. It entered something, passing from our visible reality into another dimension or location. Taylor's admission that he believes a portal exists above Skinwalker Ranch represents a significant departure from traditional scientific discourse. Portals, theoretical gateways between different points in space-time, or between different dimensions, are concepts that belong more to physics theory than to mainstream scientific acceptance. Yet Taylor, a trained astrophysicist, has begun to embrace this explanation. The portal theory attempts to explain several persistent anomalies on the ranch. Objects that disappear from radar and visual tracking, the 1.6 GHz signal that appears to originate from nowhere, the spatial anomalies where equipment behaves differently in specific locations, and the precognitive nature of the phenomena that seems to anticipate the team's actions. Perhaps Taylor's most startling admission goes beyond portals and UAPs. In an interview on Coast to Coast AM, Taylor revealed something even more unsettling. A key thing we discovered last year is that there is some sort of time-based anomaly that is occurring on the ranch very often. Whether it's something that's spoofing the clocks in all the equipment, or time itself is actually being confused, we can't determine yet. This admission suggests that the phenomena on Skinwalker Ranch are not merely spatial. They are temporal as well. Something on the ranch appears to be affecting the very fabric of time, causing equipment to malfunction in ways that cannot be explained by conventional physics. Taylor's team has documented that their clocks and timing equipment are frequently spoofed, manipulated, or interfered with by an external force. Whether this represents a deliberate act of deception by an unknown intelligence, or a natural consequence of the ranch's anomalous properties, remains an open question. Taylor has also highlighted evidence that the explanations for the aerial mysteries may lie buried underground. When the team drilled into the mesa on the property, they hit something extremely hard. They discovered pieces of metal 100 feet beneath the surface, and testing revealed they were a manufactured material that included tellurium and europium, rare earth compounds with conducting qualities that are not native to the area. This discovery suggested something extraordinary, that a massive, technologically advanced structure lies buried beneath the surface of Skinwalker Ranch. The structure, whatever it is, appears to be associated with the aerial phenomena above. The team has documented that the 1.6 GHz signal is being broadcast from specific areas of the ranch, areas that correspond with underground anomalies. This correlation between an underground object and an aerial signal suggests a connection that Taylor has described as significant. The implication is clear. Whatever is flying over Skinwalker Ranch is connected to whatever is buried beneath it. The objects in the sky are not merely passing through. They are interacting with something underground. In Season 4, Taylor revealed that he had secretly been working as chief scientist on the federal government's Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. This was a significant admission. Taylor was not merely a television personality investigating a ranch. He was a government scientist investigating UAPs. The UAPTF was established to investigate the growing number of military encounters with unidentified aerial phenomena. If Taylor was working on this task force while simultaneously investigating Skinwalker Ranch, it suggests that the government had reason to believe the ranch's phenomena were connected to the broader UAP issue. The team has documented significant military interest in Skinwalker Ranch. In one episode, a large military plane was observed circling the ranch at very low altitude. The team interpreted this as evidence that the military has a continuing interest in the phenomena occurring on the property. The question is, what does the military know that the public does not? And why would they be monitoring a ranch in rural Utah? Taylor's most fundamental admission is that the phenomena on Skinwalker Ranch are authentic. What is shown in the TV series, he explained, is part of a genuine long-term scientific investigation, rather than something scripted or contrived. He has concluded that the anomalous phenomena at the Skinwalker site are authentic, though what they are specifically is difficult to determine. The effects are impossible to replicate and occur unexpectedly, and in different ways, he detailed. This unpredictability is itself a hallmark of the phenomena, suggesting something that operates according to rules we do not yet understand. Taylor has publicly stated that he suffered from gamma-ray radiation exposure due to an incident working at the site, and a lot of equipment was also affected by the radiation. This admission is significant because it moves beyond anecdotal claims to a measurable, physical effect. The radiation incidents on the ranch are well documented across multiple seasons. In Season 1, Episode 6, Taylor was exposed to ionizing radiation after exploring a hidden hole at Homestead 2, and subsequently fell ill. In Season 6, Episode 7, the team was hit with gamma-ray readings over 700 counts per minute at the Mesa drill site. The radiation levels were so high they had to flee. In a highly anomalous moment, the gamma rays reportedly followed them to another location, and one detector showed over 1,900 counts per minute, only when Taylor was holding it. Perhaps most disturbingly, Taylor has admitted that the phenomena on the ranch may involve deliberate deception. Later analysis suggested the gamma ray readings were spoofed, faked, or interfered with by an external force. This admission introduces the unsettling possibility that an active intelligence is at work on the ranch. One that seeks to mislead investigators by creating false data. Not everyone accepts Taylor's conclusions. Critics have pointed out several issues with the Skinwalker Ranch investigation. Skeptics note that 1.6 GHz is a frequency used by satellite phones and GPS satellites. The signal, they argue, could be mundane background noise. Some have pointed out that there is a reason for those signals. Something Taylor should know but appears to ignore. Critics have also noted that the secret of Skinwalker Ranch is a reality television program designed for entertainment. The need for dramatic content may influence how events are presented. As one viewer noted, "Travis Taylor gives me the creeps. I think he is saying everything he is saying just to be on a TV show and get paid. He sees a portal somewhere every 2 or 3 episodes." Taylor has responded to critics by emphasizing the scientific method. He does not claim to have all the answers. He claims only to be reporting the data, the patterns, the persistent 1.6 GHz signal, the radiation anomalies, the disappearing objects are real and measurable. He has also acknowledged that the show must be entertaining, but maintains that the underlying data is genuine. Based on Taylor's admissions and the team's data, what is really flying over Skinwalker Ranch? The evidence points towards something that is intelligent, technologically advanced, energy-based, connected to the underground, potentially dangerous, and time-distorting. The phenomena appear to respond to the team's experiments. The objects demonstrate capabilities beyond our current understanding of physics. The association with gamma rays, microwaves, and the 1.6 GHz signal suggests an energetic component. The correlation between aerial phenomena and underground anomalies suggests a single system. Team members have been hospitalized after exposure, and the phenomena appear to affect time itself. Confusing clocks and timing equipment, Taylor's conclusions go beyond the simple "it's aliens" narrative. He has suggested that the phenomena may be interdimensional, gateways between realities that allow objects to pass from one location or dimension to another. This interpretation is significant because it moves beyond the traditional extraterrestrial hypothesis. The objects flying over Skinwalker Ranch are not necessarily from another planet. They may be from another reality entirely. Or they may be from our reality, just operating according to principles we do not yet understand. Dr. Travis Taylor arrived at Skinwalker Ranch as a skeptic. He has now admitted that something real and inexplicable is flying over the property. Something that may be connected to a portal. Something that may be interdimensional. Something that affects time itself. Something that our current understanding of physics cannot explain. The evidence is compelling. The persistent 1.6 GHz signal that appears and disappears with intelligence. The UAPs that vanish into thin air. The radiation that follows team members to different locations. The underground structure with rare earth materials. The military interest in the property. And the time anomalies that confuse their equipment. Skeptics will continue to point to mundane explanations. Satellites, clouds, equipment failures, or the demands of reality television. But Taylor has seen the data. He has held the detectors. He has been exposed to the radiation. And he has admitted what he believes is really up there. The anomalous phenomena at the Skinwalker site are authentic, Taylor has stated. Though what they are, specifically, is difficult to determine. The effects are impossible to replicate and occur unexpectedly and in different ways. The question is no longer whether something is flying over Skinwalker Ranch. The question is what it is, where it comes from, and what it wants. For more than 200 years, Native Americans, homesteaders, and government investigators have suggested that something of otherworldly origin may inhabit or visit the ranch. The evidence collected by Taylor and his team, the signals, the radiation, the objects buried in the mesa, suggests that the legends may not be legends at all. Perhaps the most profound question of all remains. If portals exist above Skinwalker Ranch, and if something is flying through them, then where do they lead? And what is waiting on the other side?